Hi, my name is Dixon, and this is my final presentation for workplace writing. This course was designed to prepare us for a variety of writing scenarios that we may encounter in the workplace. We learned workplace ethics, proper email etiquette, how to make a variety of documents like letters and reports and so on, how AI might be used in the workplace, which was very new to me, and how to build an effective resume, and finally, how to best prepare for our future endeavors. As someone who is about to graduate in just a few days, I really do feel like this course fulfilled its title. I think the most beneficial aspect for me personally was learning about the workplace documents because I really hadn't encountered any of them before, and I think I'll most likely use them in the future. So it feels good to have a head start there. As for specific outcomes listed in the syllabus, I feel that those were also fulfilled. We tackled a lot of things, and I know for me personally that my workplace communication and editing and writing skills have improved, which is what the outcomes mostly cover. The only thing that I would really change about the course is how we interact with peers. I know we were split into smaller groups based on our majors, but sometimes if someone hadn't replied or done the work for that week, you didn't really have any sort of communication with your peers, which wasn't too much of an issue, but maybe it's something that could be changed in the future. But again, it wasn't really a terrible problem. As for my portfolio, I chose to focus on grad school for my project. I really want to teach English at the university level, and so I would absolutely need graduate school to do that. I researched a bunch of different programs and narrowed it down to what seemed most realistic and what would help me become an English professor in the future. And the best locations, I mainly focused on programs that were in North Carolina or Texas, around Austin, and a few other places that might seem nice to explore. The information for each of these wasn't anything really new because graduate applications are pretty similar to undergrad applications. They ask for like resumes and transcripts and writing samples and recommendations and portfolios and all that. But I did learn that a lot of these are fully funded programs, which is really cool and would definitely be great if I got into those. I ended up focusing on UT Austin for specifically the UT Austin English PhD program for the rest of my portfolio stuff. My resume was focused on my academics and just sort of shows off my academic skills. Uh, Obviously, my education from high school and community college and St. Edward's. And my relevant coursework, what we did in those, and sort of what I gained from those. And I also have a link to my portfolio, which is one of my artifacts, which just shows a bunch of my work that I think would be good to have in a resume. My cover letter was in the form of a statement of purpose. Talking about my passion for English and how I've been recommended the UT grad program and how I think I would fit in there. And I tried to follow along with kind of what they asked for with the statement of purpose so that it's most effective there. My two artifacts are a writing sample and my English portfolio. The UT application asked for a writing sample, and mine was a paper I had just written for a previous class. The class was titled The Hidden and Forbidden in 19th Century Literature, where we just explore the themes of the hidden and forbidden in a few texts. One of those texts was Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and I wrote an essay titled Edward Rochester as the British Empire and Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre. And then an essay, I analyzed the character of Edward Rochester and make the argument that he can be interpreted as a personification of the British Empire. He is a white British man who goes to the British Isles and marries a Creole woman, whom he eventually locks in his attic, and then he goes on this sort of conquest for a European wife. He travels around Europe and goes to a bunch of different countries and dates a bunch of different women before finally meeting Jane Eyre, the titular character, whom he also has a pretty bad relationship with. And I compare his relationships and general behavior to the characteristics of the empire. And I also use a little bit of post-colonial theory, namely Edward Said's book Orientalism, to further my point. And I chose this for my writing sample because it was heavily praised by my professor as an excellent literary analysis, and my use of literary theory was good too, and I think that would be really good to show off in a writing sample. Other artifact is my English portfolio, which introduces me as a student and then compiles a lot of my academic writing and a little bit of my creative writing. One of my creative works that I have here was just put in the university's literary journal, which I mentioned there, and for the rest of the stuff I explain what class it was for and the goals of the essay and what I gained from it. And I tried to choose a variety of works that showcase different skills like literary analysis skills and research skills and theory application skills, all of which I think would be great for an English grad school program. That sort of wraps up my project. I think I'm very ready for grad school applications. The email communication that I did get back was pretty pessimistic. but decently realistic, which I appreciate. And I have a screenshot of that here in my portfolio. Thank you for this class and for preparing me for the future, and I hope your future is good as well.